So I want to start tidying up the road car and kind of use it as a test bed for the project car. This car is so nice from the outside, but it needs lots of maintenance and tidying up of the engine bay and interior. I decided the best way to clean up the engine bay was to remove the intake manifold, replace all of the rubber hoses, and get all of the nuts, bolts and brackets re-electroplated. So this is where I got everything back from the electroplaters. It looks amazing and I'm just separating everything so I know what goes where. Cool, got everything separated. M8, that'll be M10. Anything smaller. Note for myself and anyone else doing this, if you're going to be sending in painted, I'd suggest stripping them off first. So they obviously haven't liked the stripping process. Everything else looks really good though. It looks mean. Yeah, brackets look awesome. The aluminium parts vapor blasted and they came up looking so good. It honestly looks like it's just been painted. But here's a selection of some of them. Yeah, it looks sick. I'm way too excited to be assembling this alternator. Look at it, it just looks amazing. My mind is telling me to line up all these bolts, but I think that's just a little excessive. So, this is the finished product. I think it turned out really good. I'm not sure I'll get the rest of the engine bay looking this good, but I'll try. Anyway, I couldn't be happier and it's definitely given me some ideas for the project car. Next on the list is reassembling the power steering pump. Again, I've had that vapor blasted and I've painted both the pulley and the lid. Check out this corner of the bench. Everything here looks amazing. After seeing the results that you can get through vapor blasting, especially with aluminium, man, I'm so keen to get one for the workshop. These are some of the rubber hoses that I'll need to replace. I feel like I've spent a small fortune on this car, so I hope the project pays off. We're on to the fun part. Intake manifold. Let's see if I can remember how it goes back together. More happiness, that's going to look so good when it's in the car. The next thing I need to do is tackle the cam belt, as I have no idea when it was last changed. I'll tell you what, I'm super glad that I did it because I found something in there that would have been catastrophic to the engine, but I'll let past tense Steve explain it. After pulling off the cam belt, check out what I found. Dodgy as bolt sitting there doing nothing, which has come out of, so it's that little hole in there. Now, I've had this happen once before and I've done it myself when I was an apprentice, and I'll never do it again, but I left one of these bolts undone and the bolt dropped out, got caught up in the belt, snapped the belt, pistons hit valves, snapped the camshaft in 3 places. It was a major stuff up. It was an insurance job from a business that I worked for, so I felt pretty stink about that. You know, this is the second time I've seen it in 10 years. If I get this out, you can see it's been there for a while because it's actually worn around the edge. It's all like it's been sitting there, you know, jumping around. So I am super stoked that I pulled this apart. The pulleys are actually really worn. The belt looked pretty worn. So it's getting a new water pump thermostat. Everything in here is being replaced, including the seals. But yeah, just wanted to show you that. That is super dodgy. If you're ever gonna do a cam belt, always make sure that even if you haven't touched it, always make sure all the bolts are tight behind the cover, because if it comes out, falls out, gets caught up in the belt, snaps the belt, then you've got an engine that's toast. Lesson for me, it happened to me, so just don't want it to happen to you guys. I wanted to add a little tip that I often use. It's using a paint pen to mark bolts which I've done up. I often look at a job and double guess myself if I have or haven't done up the bolts. When I'm happy that the bolts are tight, I'll put a dot on the bolt with the paint pen. You'll see me use this process throughout the project. Pink or red is my go-to as it stands out. She's wet today. Great day to be working on those things. Unfortunately, I lost a whole bunch of footage due to a corrupted SD card, but I did manage to get the intake manifold on the car. But at the moment, I can't replace the cam belt as I need to remove the cam belt pulley to get to the cam belt seal so I can replace it. I did buy a special spanner to help me undo the camshaft pulley bolt, but it needs modification as it won't fit this particular camshaft. Next up is replacing the turbo cover, which I've repainted. The intercooler is ready to go on, which I think looks amazeballs after I spent hours individually straightening the fins. I've also got to find a whole bunch of homes for these, although it turns out I'll get one of them wrong. I also spent a fair bit of time cleaning up the bonnet or hood depending where you're from.
I had all the bolts coated and new nuts and bolts with vent covers as they were all rusty. I think it's come up really good and I'm really happy with the outcome. I should have taken a photo before because it was filthy.
Seats, I've actually got these out at the moment. Yeah, I'm getting these reupholstered. It'll set this car apart. These seats will look brand new and the interior looks mint. It's late, it is currently 10 o'clock. Got a whole bunch of stuff that I need to do tomorrow. Modify this so I can actually take that last cam off and replace the seal. And I've missed a whole bunch of stuff which I forgot to install in the first place. So anyhow, laters. Alright, so we're back and it's Saturday today. I want to get the back part of the engine done. So that's turbo, the turbo cover, got the intercooler to go on. So that'll hopefully finish that part. And then I also want to get this cam wheel off, which means I'm going to have to modify my tool because these parts around here, which is designed for a separate pulley, it needs to be ground down. I don't want to pay the extra money for it. I'm going to be putting on the strut brace. This injector, I actually cracked, I think it was this one. When I was taking it out of the fuel rails, I managed to break the little plastic nose cone on it. Put a genuine back in, and this is, I bought this from a mechanic. What else is there to do? Not sure. Let's just get cracking. But yeah, it's looking real good. Well, I just want to tidy up. These hoses look pretty ugly, but the whole thing looks pretty cool. Like that bonnet looks great. We'll modify the tool tomorrow, fiddle the cam belt. I'd like to get the radiator on and it'll be really cool to start it tomorrow. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool, yep. So I'm out. I need to pick up a few things tomorrow to finish off the rest of the car. But yeah, catch you guys later. Chew. Mate, look at these seats. They look so good. I'm so stoked with them. I got them done from a shop here in Christchurch called AB Shop, and they look so good. I'm so stoked with them. Getting a collection of seats, plus I got one more over there in bits, but I'm gonna wait to put these in until I can get a vacuum cleaner and just give it a good clean. I have vacuumed the inside of that car, and then that's what's come out. It's always disgusting when you do this. It's so gross. But obviously the car's going to be pretty wet inside, so I'm going to have to let that air out. I'll take the cover off overnight. But for the first time in like forever, I got like all of my stuff done on my list. Still got to put the seats in. This is the old timing belt cover. I rang Savara in New Zealand and they had one from Auckland that was 3 or 4 days to arrive, and so I did that and I'm really glad I did. And I've marked every bolt that I've touched, or in fact every bolt underneath. I will check every single bolt under the timing cover because I just don't want any coming loose. Anyway, cam belt, want to get those trim pieces done. I think that's about it. I've got a very small list here. All right, well, let's get into it. Turn the music on. I'm thinking 80s rock music today. We'll crank that volume up and see how we go. Fun thing, cam belt time. So I think I've got most things that I need. Got one idler to install, a couple of cam belt pulleys, timing belt. I am still missing some bolts that I'm getting electroplated. Got my special little tool because I haven't taken the radiator out or anything to get to the crankshaft bolt. So this is what I use and I'll show you what I've got. Biggest hammer that I have. Most important things is deluxe nuts. Got to keep fueled. That's all done, so that's good. Now comes the part that I actually enjoy the most, which is putting the belt on. So these OEM timing belt covers come with marks, that 5 marks. So crankshaft is a dotted line, and you'll have 2 on this side, so that's one camshaft, that's the other. And when you go back this way, you'll have one camshaft and then the other, so it's actually really easy to line up. Rightio, lining up the crankshaft mark, making sure the belt is in the correct direction. update. It starts and runs. Cam belt is all done. I had an issue with starting. The idle was coming up too fast. I thought I had an air leak, so I used my cheap Temu smoke leak detector, and I couldn't find any leaks. Anyway, I hunted around, checked the diagnostic codes, and it came up with the idle control valve. I pulled it apart, had a look at it, couldn't figure it out, and what I'd actually done is this was rotated 180 degrees out. Anyway, I just rotated that, swapped the wiring to this side, and it seems to be running fine, so I'm really happy with that. But yeah, super excited, runs, starts, happy as. Excited how things are going. We've got these to install, things I've previously painted, overflow, power steering, and what's that? Is that fish and chips? Shit, yeah, it's fish and chips. Oh, workshop fish and chips, first time. Mate, these fish are goddamn ginormous. Made a dent. Feeling like a bit of a fatty, but time to get back on it again. I'm excited. I want to get this thing running today, pressure test the cooling system, get it all ready to go. So let's get this stuff installed. So this is a game I play with myself, and it's called Lose the Tool or Lose the Part. And at the moment, I'm looking for the brother or the sister of this. What have I done with the other one? I feel like I just had it here 2 minutes ago. I feel like it's here somewhere, I just can't see it. I reckon I spend probably about an hour to 2 hours a day playing this game. Had a bit of a tidy up, I still can't find it, so everything is coming off, and hopefully it will appear, but we shall see. I have no idea what I've done with it. I've had a bit of a tidy up. That's normally my go-to when I play this game. Lose the tool or lose the part. Let's have a bit of a quick cleanup. Like, did I somehow stupidly put it in the leftovers for the fish and chips? I've checked like under the seat. I've checked like the boot about 7 times. Did I put it on the shelf? Did I take it in the car when I went to the fish and chip shop? Like, honestly, this game is just, this is a good one. This is a good one for me. Normally it's not this hard. I think I have a lead on the part, and I've literally been searching for half an hour for this thing. I've had a bit of a pack up. You know how I was joking about possibly wrapping it up in the fish and chip packet there? I think it's actually in there. I was watching a video and I had the other part of this, the brother or sister, and I went out of camera shot after working on the car and I heard this noise, which is on the bench, wooden bench, steel, and I was like, what did I have on here? I was like, well, I had the fish and chips on here, and I did move some stuff, so I reckon it's in the fish and chip bag. God, what has become of my lot? Oh, did you hear that? You gotta be kidding me. I think it's in here. Oh my god. I swear to you, that was no joke. I cannot believe that I did that. My mind is blown. I'm not even tired. Every time I have the cooling system apart on any car, this pressure tester, man, I've used it so many times. And it's really good for finding leaks, like right here. Instant leak. I've used the wrong size clamp for that. I mean, that is as loose as a goose. I don't know how to pick that up. It's exciting. Time to start the car. All I've got to do is check fluids, which is the only thing I've touched is the power steering and the coolant. I have topped it up. I've pressure tested it. I've fixed this leak here temporarily with this ugly as hose clamp. I've got a new one ordered from Subaru, but that'll take, who knows, might take a couple of weeks, so that'll be fine for now. But I think she's all ready to go. I'm even confident enough that I've taken it off the axle stands. I've gone through my little checklist, basically just making sure anything I wasn't sure about when I was doing it, I've ticked it off. Let's see if she starts. Woo! Sounds really good. Idle is perfect. She looks good. So stoked to get it back outside. Still a little bit filthy from when I used it last, but mate, it's looking great. One issue, the power steering is not working, so might have to try and bleed it. Stoked to get this one going, happy as. And once I've just replaced the trims on both sides, sorted out the power steering issue, this car will be set and ready to go. And then once this car's done, we can move on to the real project, which is this one here. Right, power steering issue. Honestly, I don't know what the issue is. I thought maybe it had a bleed issue, but I've chucked my little midi vac, which is basically just a vacuum gun, pulls vacuum into here, and I've just disconnected the return line. And then when I pump it, I'm getting effectively 0 air bubbles. So I don't think it's an issue with bleeding. I might just go take it for a drive. Maybe there is an air lock and it's further downstream and this isn't working. Maybe with a bit of revs and some turning, it'll help. Don't know, I'm a bit stumped.
I'm going to skip through most of the troubleshooting because honestly, it was just a repetitive cycle. Removing the pump, pulling it apart, reinstalling it and taking the car out for test drives, only to find out the issue still wasn't fixed. Eventually I discovered a couple of cracked internal O-rings, which seemed promising, but turned out to be red herrings. The real culprit was the pressure relief valve. I'd accidentally installed the plunger backwards. It was an easy mistake to make, but still took a couple of days to figure out, plus a few weeks waiting on parts. Now that everything's sorted, I can step back and say I'm genuinely stoked with the results. The seats look and feel incredible, the interior overall just hits different. It's like stepping straight back into the 90s. For the first time, I can kind of imagine what it felt like driving one of these off the showroom floor. Replacing all those perished 30-year-old hoses has massively boosted my confidence in the car. That cam belt was so overdue, it's honestly insane that a tiny 6mm bolt didn't take out the whole engine. This has definitely cost me a fair chunk of time and money, but I reckon in the end result it's totally worth it. I honestly think it's one of the cleanest examples in New Zealand that I've seen, and I'm pretty excited for whoever the lucky new owner ends up being when the time comes to sell.
Hey, thanks again for coming along for the ride, I really appreciate it. Help a noob out, hit that like and subscribe. You might have seen a spoiler alert being the gearbox. That's going to happen next video. It's a 6-speed box that I've got for the car, and I've got something else really exciting to talk about as well, but I'm going to wait until then. Appreciate it, catch you later.